About 1% of adults control nearly 46% of the world's wealth, which means around 56 million people are considered rich. Additionally, the top 10% of earners take in over half of the global income. In stark contrast, around 670 million people live in extreme poverty, surviving on less than $2.15 a day. Almost 3 billion people live on less than $5.50 a day, highlighting the significant divide between the rich and the poor. Why is there such an uneven distribution of money? Why are you stuck only being able to afford your basic necessities while others live in luxury, like the big celebrities on Bird Street in Los Angeles? These questions arise every day in the minds of people like you who have completed their degrees and are living paycheck to paycheck. You work hard, no doubt about it, but you don't know how to be rich or how to look at that dollar bill and not care about it like the wealthy do because they have so much of it. Those who don't see money as a big deal often get rich overnight, while most people who treat money as a big deal never become wealthy. Money has become the biggest illusion of our generation, and this has been the case for decades. Illusion and evolution. The terms money and currency are frequently used interchangeably, but several theories suggest they are not identical. According to some perspectives, money is an inherently intangible concept, while currency is its physical or tangible manifestation. Money cannot be touched or smelled, whereas currency is represented by coins, notes, or other physical forms. Although this distinction is significant in certain contexts, for the purposes of this examination of the history of money, the terms will be treated as synonymous. Money does not always possess inherent value, regardless of whether it is represented by a seashell, a metal coin, a piece of paper, or a string of code generated electronically by a computer. Its value is determined by the importance that individuals attribute to it as a medium of exchange, a unit of measurement, and a store of wealth. Money has been an integral part of human history for at least the past 5,000 years, in one form or another. Historians generally agree that prior to this, a bartering system was likely employed. Bartering involves the direct exchange of goods and services. For instance, a farmer may trade a bushel of wheat for a pair of shoes from a shoemaker. However, these arrangements can be time-consuming. If, for example, you were to exchange an axe as part of an agreement where the other party was supposed to hunt a woolly mammoth, you would need to find someone who considers that tool a fair trade for confronting the enormous tusks of a mammoth. If this does not work, the deal must be renegotiated until both parties reach an agreement. Over time, a form of currency emerged that included easily tradable items like animal skins, salt, and weapons. These goods served as a medium of exchange, although the value of each item remained negotiable. This trading system spread across the globe and still exists in some regions today. In early August 2021, Chinese archaeologists from the State University of Zhengzhou announced the discovery of the world's oldest known, securely dated coin minting site in Guangzhou, Henan Province, China. This facility began striking spade coins around 640 BCE, representing one of the earliest standardized forms of metal coinage. Today, millions of coins circulate in the United States, with as many as 47,250 coins minted per minute at the Philadelphia Mint and 40,500 coins produced per minute by the Denver Mint. Meanwhile, farther west, in 600 BCE, King Alyattes of Lydia minted what is considered the first official currency, the Lydian stater. These coins were crafted from electrum, a naturally occurring alloy of silver and gold, and were stamped with images that served as denominations. Lydia's currency bolstered both its internal and external trading systems, contributing to its status as one of the wealthiest empires in Asia Minor. The phrase, "as rich as Croesus," today refers to the last Lydian king who minted the first gold coin. In 1260 CE, during the Yuan dynasty, China transitioned from coins to paper money. By the time Marco Polo arrived in China around 1271 CE, the emperor effectively managed both the money supply and its various denominations. In fact, instead of the modern American bills that read, "In God we trust," the Chinese bills of that time warned, Those who counterfeit will be beheaded. Parts of Europe continued to rely solely on metal coins until the 16th century. The colonial acquisition of new territories provided fresh sources of precious metals, enabling European nations to mint an increased quantity of coins. Eventually, banks began issuing paper banknotes for depositors and borrowers to carry in lieu of metal coins. These notes could be exchanged at any time at the bank for their face value in metal, typically silver or gold coins. This paper money could be used for purchasing goods and services, functioning similarly to how currency operates today, although it was issued by banks and private institutions rather than the government, which now issues currency in most countries. The history of money continues to evolve. The system of exchange has transitioned from trading animal skins to minting coins and printing paper money, and we are now on the brink of a significant shift towards electronic transactions. In this evolution of money, the wealthy perceive it differently than the poor. They focus on matters that are far more significant, and money was supposed to come with that. While the evolution of money has been notable, the greater pursuit of smart people was freedom, the most important goal that can lead to attaining true liberty in life, as freedom is the real wealth. Yes, we do need money, but merely chasing after it will not bring fulfillment. Working a 9-to-5 job, saving a bit from an extra job, and planning to retire at age 60 may seem like a path to freedom. However, there are more effective ways to achieve freedom in your 30s. Epicurus makes a crucial distinction between necessary and unnecessary desires. Necessary desires are those essential for happiness, such as the desire to alleviate bodily pain or to achieve a state of inner tranquility. He asserts that the end of all our actions is to be free from pain and fear. Once this is achieved, the tempest of the soul is quelled. It is only when we experience pain that we feel compelled to seek pleasure, a pursuit that often leads to even greater suffering. To break this cycle of pain and pleasure, we must cultivate a mindset where pain is absent. Thus, the objective is not the active pursuit of pleasure, as advocated by Aristippus, but rather the attainment of a neutral state characterized by peace of mind or even emptiness, a term often used in Buddhism. This journey towards peace of mind is personal. What does peace mean to you? If your ideal life consists of living in the countryside, fulfilling your basic needs with some savings for emergencies, then, to you that is wealth. However, if you aspire for complete freedom, to travel anywhere and at any time, then you must shift your mindset. Achieving that requires a solid plan and the determination to execute it effectively. Your most important years are your 20s. You can either hone your skills and become a capable 30-year-old, or remain stuck in a cycle of working 2 jobs without gaining valuable skills, ultimately becoming an unmotivated individual. Gaining freedom in all aspects of life demands your time, and that precious resource should be spent wisely. There's a quote that resonates with this sentiment. The goal is not to be busy, the goal is to be effective. How will you achieve these goals? In this video, I'll discuss 3 strategies to help you on this journey. There's a lot to cover on this topic, and I can't fit it all into one video, so let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more. Elon Musk popularized electric vehicles through Tesla, addressing pressing environmental concerns. Bill Gates transformed personal computing with Microsoft. Rihanna recognized the need for diversity in cosmetics and launched Fenty Beauty. And Jessica Alba founded The Honest Company to offer non-toxic household products. What do all these individuals have in common? They didn't chase jobs for a paycheck. Instead, they pursued problems. Creative minds find problems intriguing and work diligently to develop solutions. Yes, it requires hard work, and there may be setbacks along the way, but success is achievable with the right attitude. For instance, opening a coffee shop in an area already saturated with more than 10 existing coffee houses is unlikely to succeed. If customers don't see how you're solving a problem, they won't choose you over the competition. In contrast, establishing a tea house specifically catering to workers in a large factory who have to travel far for their tea can lead to greater profits. However, solving problems is just one piece of the puzzle. The scale of your business is equally important. Local businesses often don't generate million-dollar revenues. You need a product or service that meets the needs of a broader audience. Howard Schultz transformed Starbucks from a small coffee bean shop in Seattle into a global coffee empire by creating a unique coffeehouse experience that emphasized quality and customer engagement. Ben Jerry's began as a small ice cream shop in Burlington, Vermont, and evolved into a worldwide brand celebrated for its innovative flavors and social activism. Similarly, Sarah Blakely launched Spanx from her apartment, selling shapewear directly to consumers and addressing a common issue for women, ultimately becoming one of the youngest self-made female billionaires. So, how did they all achieve this success? In 3 simple steps. 1. Identify a problem. 2. Provide local solutions. 3. Scale up. The trouble with the rat race is that even if you win, you're still a rat. A child is born and sent to school for a good education with the ultimate aim of obtaining a degree and securing a well-paying job. While approximately 80% of these children achieve a degree, suitable jobs often remain elusive. Many find themselves working in positions that spark no interest, juggling 2 or more jobs just to make ends meet. Eventually, they may land a job that offers decent pay and a sense of security, leading them into a comfort zone filled with cheap dopamine. As they approach retirement at around 55, they finally consider enjoying the financial freedom they've saved for. But the reality of the rat race is that their destination is often a squeaky chair at 60. Studies suggest that an estimated 10%, 20% of adolescents experience mental health conditions, yet these issues remain largely undertreated. Our mental health deteriorates within the confines of the rat race. While well-being has become the ultimate goal, we find ourselves running without knowing where to stop or what constitutes enough. We are exhausting our mental capacity at the cost of our health. Yet who cares? We behave like rats, unaware of the toll it takes on our well-being. Our ignorance and indifference exacerbate the deterioration of our mental health, leading to common issues such as anxiety, depression, and sleepless nights. In severe cases, this can lead to self-harm or life-threatening situations. The most significant disadvantage of the rat race is that it steals your most valuable resource: time. Remember, you only get one life in this world. Unlike money, time is not a renewable resource. Once your time on Earth runs out, you cannot regain it. No one has ever escaped this reality. Yet it is a common human weakness to act as though our time is unlimited, a vulnerability that corporations exploit relentlessly. It's okay to take a job to meet your basic needs. You can work from 5 to 9, but don't let that be your only focus. Work harder and invest in yourself. Learn new skills on the weekends and dedicate your evenings to personal growth. Start that side hustle you've been contemplating. These efforts can help you break free from the rat race. Consider the journeys of individuals who have successfully transitioned out of the rat race. J.K. Rowling famously wrote the first Harry Potter book in cafes while living on welfare, eventually achieving global success as an author. Harrison Ford worked as a carpenter while taking acting classes, landing a breakthrough role as Han Solo in Star Wars. Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak worked at Atari while innovating in Jobs' garage, which ultimately led to the founding of Apple Inc. Now reflect on where these individuals are today and consider the importance of taking control of your own path instead of being another rat in the race. Too many people spend money they haven't earned to buy things they don't want, to impress people they don't like. One reason many people struggle to achieve long-term success is their impatience. Often, individuals show off their first substantial paycheck by purchasing flashy items like expensive cars and luxury watches, but this approach rarely leads to sustainable wealth. Instead of immediately indulging in these luxuries, It's wise to wait until you have saved at least 3 times the amount you plan to spend on such purchases. Building a business requires time and stability. It cannot flourish if you deplete your resources too quickly. Spending your first good income on lavish items and partying creates an environment of complacency. This mentality can hinder your motivation to work harder, jeopardizing the very business you are trying to establish. This is why wealthy individuals often choose to remain understated. They understand that it doesn't matter what others think of them. When you start caring excessively about other people's opinions, you limit your potential and hinder your progress. Instead of focusing on what truly matters, you become preoccupied with making those around you happy, which can lead to your own unhappiness. Mark Zuckerberg, co-founder of Facebook, famously opts for a gray t-shirt and jeans, believing that this choice frees up mental space for more important decisions. Similarly, Amancio Ortega, founder of Inditex, maintains a low-profile style with casual attire. Tim Cook, CEO of Apple, often dresses in simple button-up shirts and jeans, emphasizing a straightforward approach to leadership. These individuals exemplify that true wealth doesn't equate to flashy fashion. They prioritize comfort and personal values over outward displays of affluence, reinforcing the idea that wealth is often quiet while the rich may be loud and the poor may resort to flashy appearances.